All right, class, it's Thursday. We got our big social studies test, and then I gave you off from social studies on Friday. So this is the last lesson for this week. Let's start with our name. The last test I gave you a lot of answers. This test I'm going to try to do a little bit less for you. Remember, you have your social studies book online. You're welcome to use that to look up answers if you need to, especially in this first section here. Those come right from your vocabulary cards that you were studying yesterday with me. Okay, it says use the words in the blank to complete each sentence. There's 5 blanks and 5 words. You're going to use each one once. A blank is a high, flat landform that rises steeply from the land around it. So steep sides. I like to draw it a little bit. All right, which landform is that? Is it a basin, coastal plain, inland, plateau, or region? This is an area that shares similar features. The key word, similar features. This is called a blank. Number 3, when land is not near an ocean, it is called what? Remember, this is where we live. Our region is considered this: basin, coastal plain, inland, plateau, or region. Number 4, a blank is a bowl-shaped landform that is lower than the area around it. Bowl-shaped, lower than the land around it. And then number 5, a low, flat land that is near the ocean is called what? Flat, near the ocean. I like to draw a picture. Sometimes that helps me. Okay? So you have to have used each one of those once. If you're still thinking about it, pause the video and then catch up. All right, page number 2, multiple choice. This one I like you to circle the answer and then put the answer in front. Here's how it looks. On a map, what does a scale show? Thinking about a map, what does a scale show? The distance between places, what the symbols on the map mean. No, that's the map key. I know that's not it. How much rain? No, that's a special purpose map. Where the lines of latitude and longitude? No. So it's got to be the distance. So I like to circle it and then right in front of 6, put a nice big A. Okay? Number 7. What do you look at to understand what the symbols on a map is for? Oh, brother, I gave this one away. Is it a compass rose, a map scale, a map key, or a global grid? You can write your answer right in front. Number 8. Map makers often use the color blue on a map to stand for. Does the blue stand for mountains, the eastern hemisphere, the North Pole, or oceans? Number 9. Lines of longitude and latitude are imaginary lines used to show what? Do they show the location of a place on Earth? Numbers of miles between two places? Intermediate directions on a map? Elevation of a place above sea level? All right, well, those last two are absolutely bogus answers, so it's either A or B. You can write your answer right in front. 10. What kind of special purpose map would help you plan a driving trip to the Grand Canyon? So you're going to drive there. What do you need to drive? A physical map, a road map, a rainfall map, or a historical map? Number 11. To create a map of the physical features of your region, you will need to, what are you going to do? So you're going to make a map of Wisconsin. Are you going to gather some sources from books? I'm pretty sure they told us that, yeah. Are you going to label the landforms on the map? Oh, yeah, just like we labeled the maps of our houses. Are you going to create a compass rope? All maps have that. They all sound good. Oh, well, D says all the above. I know, I helped you with that one. All right, read and do. Long ago, how was the Mississippi River most like a highway? So this came from our last section that we did about the Mississippi. Families drove along it. State police patrolled the river. Goods were moved on it, and trucks and buses used it. Okay, well, obviously, you can't use trucks and buses on the river. So it's got to be A, B, or C. One of those is the best answer. Number 13. In which way did Hurricane Katrina most harm the city of New Orleans? Sand was carried in from the beach. Flood caused the levees to break. Buildings were rattled by high winds. Dark clouds caused cold temperature. Okay? All right, so now we got to use this map to answer the next few questions. Now, I didn't care for the map printed because it printed kind of dark. You should be able to read yours at home. This is the Northeast, the Southeast, the Southwest, the Midwest, and this here is the West. If you look closely, it's written right there, but it printed too dark. They have it in different colors so that you could see where the regions were. Okay, so here comes the questions that you're going to use that map for. Oh, by the way, there's your compass rose. There's your map scale so that you know the distances. All right, which is the best title for this map? What would you call it? Normally there's a title up here. There's not for this one. What title would you have there? What is the best title for the map? The United States and its neighbors. Regions of the United States. The United States and capitals. Longitude and latitude of the United States. All right. So, what is the map showing you? That would give you your title, buddy. Why don't you get the other one? Number 15. In which direction would you travel from the southeast to go visit the west? I'm in the southeast, and I'm going to go visit the west. Would you go northeast? And I'm looking at my compass rose. Northeast is that way. Would you go north? Oh, the first one was northwest, sorry. Would you go northwest, which is that direction? Would you go northeast, which is that direction? Would you go southwest, southeast? So which direction would you go to get from southwest to the west? And you can write your answer right in front. All right, number 16. Which region, and I boxed this up because some ask for more than one, some ask for just one. Which region has an inland location? So your answer should be either northeast, southeast, midwest, southwest, or west. And so you should spell it correctly, and you can place it right here. So which one's inland? In other words, it doesn't touch any oceans. 17. Through which two regions, now I gave you two lines here, does the Mississippi flow? And if you look carefully, here's your Mississippi. Okay? So which regions does that flow through? And you got to label them right here. Number 18 now, I just put it like this. Yours, you're going to have to turn page back and forth. Which two regions border the Gulf of Mexico? Here's the Gulf of Mexico. All of this water down here is the Gulf of Mexico. Which two regions touch the Gulf of Mexico? And then the last one. Which region is a town? In which region is a town at 45 degrees north and 115? Well, the 115 is easiest right here. Then you look all the way over here for 45. Here's 35, here's 40, here's 45. Okay, so you're going to try to follow this, kind of like a multiplication table. You're going to follow this. You're going to find... Now, don't name the town, name the region. This super dark one, which is, what's the name of this region? Okay, so 19 I kind of gave you a lot of help on. Okay? All right, last page, it's the essay page. If you were in school, I'd be giving you lots and lots of help on this, so therefore I made it extra credit for you. But it's not extra credit like I can be lazy and not do it. You got to do it. And so this should help you ace your test. Okay? Now I tried to organize it super easy for you so that you can mark them off as you go. So here comes the directions, and then I'll explain further. Suppose you were asked to plan a trip to one of the 5 regions of the United States. Now if you can't remember what they are, boom, you got a map with them. Northeast, southeast, midwest, southwest, and west. So picture which one you'd like to go. All right, well, I want to go to Florida, so I'm going to pick the southeast. Or I would really like to go to the Mall of America in Minneapolis, so I'm picking the Midwest. Ooh, I kind of would like to go on the beach in California, so I'm going to pick the West. Or maybe I want to go to Hawaii, which is part of the West. Okay, so you got the idea. Choose a different region from the one that you live in. So they don't want you to pick the Midwest, but I don't care. You can if you want. Write a travel plan, including the following. So now each one of these I put a number in front of so that you don't miss any. And then I put a number down here on how to organize it. This is called a graphic organizer. And it's called a trifold. So you'd have three little things here. Tri meaning three. And then you're going to have your beautiful picture and your title. So let's read them. Number one says the name that your region you want to visit. Maybe I'm going to write the Southwest, Northeast, West. All right? So you write your region here. That's easy. Number one, extra credit. Two, the reason you would like to go there. So number two is, why do I want to go there? I'd like to go to the Midwest because at the Midwest you have the Corn Palace in South Dakota. I'd like to go to the Midwest because you have the Badlands. I'd like to go to the Midwest because you can go swimming in Lake Michigan. I'd like to go to the Midwest because it has the Mall of America in Minnesota. I came up with 4 or 5 things that I'm going to put in this area right here. Okay? Number 3, the kinds of scenery you would expect to see there. You would use words like coastal plain. Well, in the Midwest, I don't have a coastal plain because we're not along a coast because we're inland. But we do have lots of plains, flat lands, basin, mountain, river, plateau. I'd love to go to the Midwest because the Mississippi River's there. I would see the Mississippi River. I would see the plains where all the cornfields are. I would see so 3 or 4 things of the scenery you would see there. All right? Number 4, in the third box here, the kinds of clothes or equipment you would pack. All right, well, if I was going to Florida, let me tell you, I'd take my swimming suit, and I would take my snorkel and my flipper fins so I can see all the beautiful fish underneath the water. I'd probably take some sunscreen because I sunburn easily. I might take a pair of fancy clothes because I would love to go out to a beautiful restaurant along the beach. Probably take some sandals. You get the idea. Now, if you're going to the west and you're going to be hiking in the Rocky Mountains, you're not taking sandals. You probably should take some hiking boots, so at least some good walking shoes. So think about where you're going and what kind of clothing or equipment. If I'm hiking in the mountains, I might want a walking stick and lots of water bottles and a bag lunch. All right, the last thing is a picture related to your region. So you don't have to draw the whole region. I told 5 or 6 things that I'd like to see there. I also said the scenery, but maybe I'm only drawing the day that I'm on the beach. So here's a beautiful beach scene. There's Mr. Bauer sitting in his lawn chair, or Mr. Bauer playing frisbee with Mrs. Bauer, or etc., etc. So some kind of beach scene. Now, if you don't think I can figure out what your picture is, feel free to label it. What do you mean? Well, this is a beach to me. There's the beach, and out from the beach comes the water. This is Mr. Bauer's. That's a lawn chair. And there's Mr. Bauer. And there's the sun. And, okay, so you might think I'm on a skateboard there. I don't know. It looks like crazy. So that's Mr. Bauer on beach. Okay? And this is Mr. Bauer. So I got my little scuba diving thing. And these are my flippers. Okay, that doesn't look like a scuba diving thing, right? It kind of looks like I got a long ponytail. So this is Mr. Bauer swimming. So you might want to write me some little notes if you don't think you can figure it out. Now, you don't have to write that this is the sun because I'm pretty sure I can figure out that's the sun. All right, you got the ideas. Title here, reason you'd go, scenery, clothes and equipment, beautiful picture, extra credit. Let's ace this today's test. Remember, you may use your book for help. The book is located on Clever under TSCI. God bless your day.